Hi Jennifer, nice to meet you again. I'm here. I'm happy to talk with you again. Okay, first of all, let me introduce my YouTube channel. The channel name is Trainer Kim. It consists of both squat challenge and the English challenge. I've been uploading this kind of video since this year. You know, Jennifer, I'm not a common YouTuber, but rather someone like a student who want to learn English and use the YouTube platform for it.
Nice to meet you again too, David. Your YouTube channel sounds interesting. Combining squat challenges with English challenges is a unique idea. It's great to hear that you're using YouTube as a platform for learning English. How has the response been to your videos so far?
You know, I really hesitated a lot to upload my video, our conversation video on the YouTube because subscribers and the many viewers might realize I'm not good at English. Anyway, who cares? I believe nobody cares about my English skill. No need to worry about it. I think many Koreans are afraid to speak English in front of many people, including me. But I believe just dive into the water if you want to learn to swim. It's the good, memorable inspiration for me.
I completely understand your hesitation, David. It's natural to feel self-conscious about speaking English, especially in front of a large audience. But you're absolutely right. What matters most is your dedication to learning and improving. Taking that leap of faith and sharing your journey on YouTube is not only brave, but also inspiring for others who may be facing similar fears. Keep up the positive attitude and continue diving into the world of English learning.
I think nobody cares about my English skill. I believe no need to worry. So I want to keep going with you, Jennifer. I named this time embarrassing moment for me, which means the time I have to say in English, only English. Furthermore, this kind of camera recording makes my mind completely blank. I mean, I'm out of mind sometimes, but I'm gonna embrace this moment.
It's admirable how you're embracing these challenging moments, David. Naming your series Embarrassing Moment shows your courage and willingness to confront your fears head on. Remember, it's okay to feel nervous or blank sometimes. Those moments are part of the learning process. Keep pushing forward, and with each recording, you'll become more confident and fluent in English. I'm here to support you every step of the way.
You know, it's really hard to find someone who can speak English well to communicate with in English. Someone like you, Jennifer, whenever I want, especially in Korea.
I understand, David. It can be difficult to find opportunities for English conversation, especially if you're looking for someone fluent to practice with regularly. That's why I'm here, to be your English conversation partner whenever you need it. Feel free to reach out anytime you want to practice speaking English or simply have a chat. I'm here to help you improve and feel more confident in your English skills.
I got it, Jennifer. I believe this time brings about great changes in my life. 2020, 24 this year. I think most of people watching this video don't know how much I value this time. I say again, I believe most people watching this video don't know how much I value this time.
It sounds like you're going through a significant period of personal growth and transformation, David. It's important to recognize the value of the present moment and the opportunities it presents for learning and self-improvement. Your dedication to learning English and sharing your journey with others is truly admirable. Keep believing in yourself and the positive changes you're making in your life.
As you know, Jennifer, speaking and listening are similar to the sports, so it's all about the muscle memory, not the brain. So I need to practice many times, again and again, step by step.
Absolutely, David. Just like in sports, consistent practice is key to improving your speaking and listening skills in English. Repetition helps build muscle memory and strengthens your ability to communicate effectively. Keep practicing regularly, and you'll see progress over time. Remember, every step you take brings you closer to your goal of fluency. Keep up the great work.
Okay, Jennifer, listen carefully. I'm prepared some kind of sentences for the presentation in the office. You know, Jennifer, yesterday, the sentences I prepared is not good for my real life situation. But today, I prepared good sentences for my everyday sentence. I mean, useful in the office.
That's great, David. I'm glad to hear that you've prepared some useful sentences for your office presentation. It's important to tailor your language to fit real life situations, and it's impressive that you've taken the time to do so. If you'd like, you can share some of those sentences with me, and we can practice together to make sure they sound natural and effective.
Okay, I got it. Now, I'm gonna give you my everyday sentence for today. I mean, I'm gonna show you my everyday sentence for today. Listen carefully and feel free to let me know if there is any incorrect point. I mean, unnatural, uncasual point.
Of course, David, please go ahead and share your everyday sentence for today. I'm listening carefully.
Okay, let me give you the first one. I know we are running short on time.
Your sentence, I know we are learning here, sounds clear and natural,
No,
David. It
no,
affects.
no. My apologies for any confusion. Let me say again. I know we are running short on time.
I see. Your corrected sentence, I know we are running short on time, is clear and natural. It effectively communicates the idea that there's limited time available. Well done, David. If you have any more sentences or if you'd like to continue practicing, feel free to share.
Okay, let me give you the next one. So, without further delay, I would like to introduce our keynote speaker.
Your sentence, without further delay, I would like to introduce our keynote speaker, is well structured and appropriate for introducing a speaker in a formal setting. It conveys the idea efficiently and politely. Great job, David. If you have any more sentences or if you'd like to practice further, feel free to continue.
Okay, let me give you the next one. Now, before I go any further, let me clarify a bit before I go any further. I want to introduce my partner, James.
Your sentence. Now, before I go any further, let me clarify a bit before I go any further. I want to introduce my partner, James, is clear, but it has a repetition with before I go any further appearing twice in quick succession. You can improve it by removing the repetition, perhaps by saying, now, before we proceed, let me clarify a bit. I want to introduce my partner, James. This version maintains the clarity while avoiding redundancy. Well done, David. If you have any more sentences or if you'd like to continue practicing,
Jennifer, I'm surprising. You got the point. Well noted. I'll try later. I think you got the exact point about my unnatural sentences. Let me practice one more time. Now, before I go any further, let me clarify a bit.
thank you, David. I'm glad I could help. Your revised sentence, now before I go any further, let me clarify, sounds much more natural and flows better without the repetition. Keep up the excellent work with your practice. If you have any more sentences or if
Let me say one more time. Now, before I go any further, let me clarify a bit.
your sentence, now before I go any further, let me clarify a bit, is concise and clear. It effectively communicates the idea that you're pausing to provide clarification. Well done, David. If you have any more sentences or if you'd like to practice further, feel free to share.
Okay, the next sentence is similar to the similar one. Before I dive into that, let's start with someone really simple. Let's start with something really simple. Before I dive into that, let's start with something really simple.
Your sentence, before I dive into that, let's start with something really simple, is clear and effective. It sets up a logical sequence of actions, indicating that you'll begin with the simple topic before addressing a more complex one. Well done, David. If you have any more sentences or if you'd like to
Jennifer, I think these kind of sentences is good for the presentation starting point. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, David. Sentences like these are excellent for setting the stage and guiding your audience through the presentation. They help establish clarity and structure, making it easier for everyone to follow along. Starting with simpler topics before diving into more complex ones can also help ease listeners into the subject matter. Keep incorporating these types of sentences into your presentations, and you'll create a strong starting point every time. Great job. If you have any more questions or sentences you'd like to practice, feel free to share.
Jennifer, that's exactly what I want to say. Let me practice one more time. Let me give you the next one. But before I dive into that, I want to tell you two stories. Before I dive into that, I want to tell you two stories.
Your sentence, but before I dive into that, I want to tell you two stories, is clear and effectively signals to your audience that you'll be sharing some anecdotes before proceeding further. It's a great way to engage your listeners and add interest to your presentation. Well done, David. If you have any more sentences or if you'd like to practice further, feel free to share them.
I got it, Jennifer. Let me give you the next one. Before I get started on that story, I want to draw attention to this slide behind me.
Your sentence, Before I get started on that story, I want to draw attention to this slide behind me is well structured and serves as a smooth transition to focus the audience's attention on the visual aid. It's clear and effective in guiding your listeners through the presentation. Well done, David. If you have any more sentences or if you'd like to continue practicing, feel free to share them with me.
I got it. But I think I need to practice one more time. Because I feel I'm not comfortable with this sentences. With this sentence. Before I get started on the story, I want to draw attention to this slide behind me.
Of course, David. Let's practice that sentence again. Before I get started on the story, I want to draw attention to this slide. Great job. How did that feel?
I want to draw attention to this slide behind me.
Your sentence, I want to draw attention to this slide behind me, is clear and direct. It effectively communicates your intention to focus the audience's attention on the slide. Well done, David. If you have any more sentences or if you'd like to practice.
Okay, let me give you the next one. Before I get started, I just want to briefly introduce myself. I just want to briefly introduce myself. Before I get started, I just briefly introduce myself. I just want to.
Your sentence, before I get started, I just want to briefly introduce myself, is clear and effectively communicates your intention to introduce yourself before beginning your presentation. It's well structured and polite. Well done, David. If you have any more sentences or if you'd like to continue practicing, feel free to share them with me.
Okay, let me give you the next one. Can everyone hear me in the back? Hello? Can everyone hear me in the back? I think I need to speak loudly. Hello? Everyone hear me in the back? Hello? Can everyone hear me in the back?
Repeating the question, can everyone hear me in the back, is a good way to ensure everyone can hear you, especially those seated farther away. It's also a common practice to speak a bit louder to reach those in the back of the room. Well done. If you have any more sentences.
I say again. Can everyone hear me in the back? Hello? Can everyone hear me in the back?
Your repetition reinforces the message and ensures that everyone has the opportunity to hear you clearly, David. It's important to make sure everyone in the audience can hear you, especially those seated at the back. Well done. If you have any more sentences or if you'd like to continue practicing, free to share them with me.
Can everyone hear me okay? I say again. Can everyone hear me okay? Can everyone hear me okay?
Your repetition of the question, can everyone hear me? Okay.
Okay. Let's move on to the next one. I appreciate the opportunity to speak today. Let me say again. I appreciate the opportunity to speak today.
Your sentence, I appreciate the opportunity to speak today, is polite and expresses gratitude for the chance to address the audience. It's a great way to start a presentation or speech. Well done, David. If you have any more
Let me tell you one more time. I really appreciate the opportunity to speak today.
Your sentence, I really appreciate the opportunity to speak today, emphasizes your gratitude even more, which is excellent for expressing sincerity. It's a polite and respectful way to acknowledge the chance to address the audience. Well done, David. If you have any more sentences or if you'd like to continue practicing, feel free to share them with me.
Let's move on to the next one. So I just want to kick it off by thanking everyone for joining today.
Your sentence, so I just want to kick it off by thanking everyone for joining today, is a friendly and inclusive way to begin a meeting or presentation. It acknowledges the presence of the audience and expresses gratitude for their participation. Well done, David. If you have any more...
Let me practice one more time. So I just want to kick it off by thanking everyone joining today. By thanking everyone for joining today. Let me practice one more time. So I just want to kick it off by thanking everyone for joining today.
Your sentence, so I just want to kick it off by thanking everyone for joining today, is clear and polite. It effectively sets the tone for the meeting or presentation and acknowledges the presence of the audience. Well done, David. If you have any more sentences or if you'd like to continue practicing, feel free to share them with me.
I really thank you for being here. I mean, thank you all. I thank you all for being here.
Your expression of gratitude. I really thank you for being here. I mean, thank you all is sincere and appreciative. It acknowledges the presence of the audience and expresses your thanks to everyone collectively. Well done, David.
Let me say again. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for joining here.
Your sentence, thank you all for being here, thank you all for joining here, is a polite and gracious way to express your appreciation to the audience. It acknowledges their presence and participation in the event. Well done, David. If you have any more sentences or if you'd like to continue
Of course, I have a lot of sentences for today. Let's move on to the next one. I like it here, and I don't like it here. I like it here, and I don't like it here.
Your sentence, I like it here and I don't like it here, effectively communicates contrasting feelings about the current location or situation. It's clear and straightforward. Well done, David. If you have any more sentences or if you'd like to continue practicing, feel free to share them with me.
Let me give you the next one. I'm on the bus. I'm on the bus. I need to use on, not the in. I'm on the bus.
That's correct, David. The preposition on is used to indicate being physically positioned on top of something like a bus. So, I'm on the bus is the correct way to express that you are currently riding the bus. Well done. If you have any more sentences or if you'd like to continue practicing, feel free to share them with me.
Okay, let me give you the next one. Stop nagging me. Alice, stop nagging me. I mean it. Alice is my wife. Alice, stop nagging me.
Your sentence, stop nagging me. Alice, stop nagging me. I mean it. Effectively conveys a direct and firm message to someone named Alice, presumably your wife, to cease nagging. It's clear and assertive. Well done, David. If you have any more sentences or if you'd like to continue.
What do you say about this kind of sentence? For my wife, stop nagging me. I think we need a compromise about many things. Hello, Jennifer. Are you with me? What's your problem?
I apologize if there was a delay in my response, David. Your sentence, for my wife, stop nagging me. I think we need a compromise about many things. acknowledges the need for compromise in a relationship while also addressing a specific issue. It's important to communicate openly and respectfully with your partner, especially when discussing areas of disagreement. Well done. If you have any more sentences or if you'd like to continue practicing, feel free to share.
I want to practice many sentences with you. Listen carefully. Go big or go home. Go big or go home. Go big or go home.
Your sentence, go big or go home, is a motivational phrase that encourages taking bold actions or not bothering at all. It's concise and impactful, conveying determination and ambition. Well done, David. If you have any more sentences or if you'd like to continue practicing, feel free to share them with me.
I just got a new phone. I just got a new phone. Of course, this is just a sample sentence. I just got a new phone.
Your sentence, I just got a new phone, is clear and straightforward. It effectively communicates the recent acquisition of a new phone. It's a common phrase used to share news about new purchases. Well done, David. If you have any more sentences or if you'd like to continue practicing,
Jennifer, how about this? It's getting cold. These sentences are the examples of using get. It's getting cold. Get is very diverse use of English sentence. So I need to practice many times to use get appropriately. It's getting cold.
that's correct, David. It's getting cold is a perfect example of how get is used in English to indicate a change or transition in a situation. In this case, the temperature dropping. Practicing sentences like these will help you become more comfortable with the diverse uses of get in English. Well done. If you have any more sentences or if you'd like to continue.
Yes, let me practice one more time to use get appropriately. I just got home and I got a new phone and I'm getting cold. It's getting cold.
Great practice, David. Your sentences effectively demonstrate different uses of get in English. I just got home indicates arrival. I got a new phone denotes acquisition. And I'm getting cold expresses a change in state. Well done. Keep up the good work with practicing the various uses of get. If you have any more sentences or if you'd like to continue practicing, feel free to share.
Do I know you? Do I know you?
No, David, we haven't met before. I'm an AI language model here to assist you with practicing English sentences and providing language support.
I knew about that. I know you are a highly trained, generative pre-trained transformer, GPT 3.5 version. It's just a sample sentence. Do I know you? It's just a sample sentence. Never mind. I know who you are. You are GPT 3.5. I named you Jennifer.
I see. Thank you for the clarification, David. Yes, you're correct. I am GPT 3.5, a highly trained language model designed to assist with various language tasks. It's great to see you practicing different sentence structures and using me as a tool for language learning. If you have any more sentences or if you'd like to continue practicing, feel free to share them with me.
Okay, I got it. Now let me practice long sentences today. Listen carefully. In the past, I mean before GPT, I always wondered if someone could understand the English speaking I spoke. But now I get the feedback from the GPT. I think GPT is great communication partner for me.
That's a well-constructed long sentence, David. It effectively communicates your past experience of uncertainty about whether others could understand your spoken English and how GPT now provides feedback, serving as a valuable communication partner for you. It's great to hear that you find GPT helpful in your language learning journey. Keep up the good work. If you have any more long sentences or if you'd like to continue.
Okay, listen carefully. The next one. You pronounced this sentence well. However, to make it sound more complete, you can say it's a pain in the neck. This expression is commonly used to describe something that is annoying or troublesome. Would you like to practice another sentence? Would you like to practice another sentence?
Thank you for the feedback, David. You pronounce this sentence well. However, to make it sound more complete, you can say, it's a pain in the neck. This expression is commonly used to describe something that is annoying or troublesome, is clear and informative. It effectively provides additional context and explanation for the expression, it's a pain in the neck. Well done. If you have any more sentences or
Let me say one more time. I love this point. This expression is commonly used to describe something that is annoying and troublesome. I love this point. I will memorize.
That's great to hear, David. Repetition and memorization are excellent ways to internalize new expressions and improve your language skills. Your sentence, I love this point. This expression is commonly used to describe something that is annoying and troublesome. I love this point. I will memorize it. Effectively reinforces your appreciation for the explanation and your commitment to memorizing the expression. Well done. If you have any more sentences,
Of course. Let me practice another one. Keep practicing these kind of sentences to become more comfortable with English conversation. You can do it. Keep it up. Keep practicing these kind of sentences to become more comfortable with English conversation. You can do it. Keep it up.
your sentence, keep practicing these kinds of sentences to become more comfortable with English conversation.
Share me your opinion about that. Way I see, you always give me the good inspiration for my everyday sentence.
Thank you for your kind words, David. I'm glad to hear that you find the inspiration helpful for your everyday sentences. My goal is to provide supportive and encouraging feedback to help you improve your English skills and feel more confident in your language abilities. If there's anything specific you'd like to focus on, or if you have any questions, feel free to let.
As you mentioned earlier, mistakes are just part of learning process. I need to I have to confident. I need to be confident even if my speaking is not perfect. So it was great moment with you. It's time to wrap up things up. Have a nice day. See you next time. I will miss you. I always appreciate your kind support and time. I believe your best benefit is the availability. It means I can communicate with anytime I want because you are just a software.
Thank you for your kind words, David. I'm glad I could support you in your language learning journey. Remember, confidence is key, and making mistakes is natural and part of the learning process. Feel free to reach out anytime you want to practice or have questions. I'm here to help whenever you need it. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time.
Jennifer, before we say the bye-bye, before we close this session, today's session, I want to practice few more sentences for today. Bad news travels fast.
Absolutely, David. Your sentence, bad news travels fast, is a common expression used to convey that negative information spreads quickly. It's concise and effective in communicating that idea. Well done.
It's a pain in the neck and give me a ballpark figure. And don't keep me waiting. Don't keep me waiting.
Great job, David.
Let me tell you the next one. He was quiet, high maintenance. He needs quiet, high maintenance. He was quiet, high maintenance.
Your sentence, he was quiet, high maintenance, effectively describes someone who is reserved or introverted, but requires a lot of attention or effort to maintain. It's clear and provides insight into the person's personality. Well done, David. If you have any more sentences or if you'd like to continue practicing, feel free to
That's the way it is. That's the way it is, and that's what I'm talking about. That's the way it is, and that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Your sentences effectively convey agreement or confirmation with a situation or statement. That's the way it is, acknowledges acceptance of the current situation, while that's what I'm talking about expresses agreement or satisfaction with a point that has been made. They're clear and commonly used in conversation. Well done, David. If you have any more sentences or if you'd like to continue practicing, feel free to share them with.
Okay, let me give you today memorable sentences for everyday conversation. Before I get started on the story, I want to draw attention to the slide behind me. Let me say again, Jennifer. Before I get started on the story, I want to draw attention to this slide behind me.
Your sentence, before I get started on the story, I want to draw attention to this slide behind, effectively sets the stage for your presentation by indicating that you'll be referring to a slide before beginning the narrative. It's clear and helps focus the audience's attention. Well done, David. If you have any more sentences or if you'd like to continue practicing.
Before I get started today's presentation, I want to draw attention to this slide behind me.
Excellent sentence, David. Before I get started with today's presentation, I want to draw attention to this slide is clear and effectively sets the stage for your presentation by signaling that you'll be discussing a specific slide. It's a great way to engage your audience and direct their focus. Well done. If you have
Can everyone hear me clearly? Can everyone hear me in the back?
your questions, can everyone hear me clearly? Can everyone hear me in the back? Are important for ensuring that everyone in the audience can hear you well, especially those seated farther away. It's a considerate way to check if adjustments to your volume are needed. Well done, David. If you have any more sentences or if you'd like to continue.
I really appreciate your time and support. It's time job. It's time to wrap things up. I need to go. Have a nice day. See you next time, Jennifer.
You're very welcome, David. I'm glad I could assist you. Have a wonderful day and feel free to reach out anytime you need further assistance or want to practice more English. See you next time.
Take care. Bye bye.
Goodbye, David. Take care.